evening, folks. Dr. Freedom here with you. Time for some Doctor Who news. News from in and out of the universe. News from around the world. News from the TARDIS. News that will make parts of you wiggle and go, you squee, all the way home. I was about to do a standard news video because there wasn't really much going on, but then all heck apparently broke loose in Liverpool. So I've been sitting here over the last couple hours, trying to compile as much as I can. Don't worry, there's nothing spoilery in here. This is just, there's nothing in here you haven't seen before other than in one of the images, you can see into the TARDIS, right? And you know how they do the backdrop, for when the doors open? And it's obvious somebody has put the backdrop in upside down. Someone better fix that before filming ensues. But okay, it's kind of weird. John Bishop on the scene. Of course, Mandip Gill and Jodie scene, and it's great to see they're out there filming. They're doing stuff. Also, there was a lot of photos drifting around earlier this week of them, for various charities and whatnot. And it seems to be there's a lot of green screen going on there. If I can find those images, I'll mix them in with this video or I'll put them up for you. But I was looking at those the other night and I'm like, wow, it was National Down Syndrome Day. That's right. They're doing the colored socks thing and all that for that and in recognition of that. And they're obviously in this big green screen area. So it seems like they're doing a lot of interior stuff and all that, which is, understandable because with COVID going around, like there's even a bit of video here I'm going to link to you where they finish filming a scene. Jodie walks up and she, instead of high-fiving, they're rubbing elbows. So that, because of the COVID restrictions and all that. Also, I feel bad because the other night I was telling you all about my Doctor Who Funko Pops, and dummy me, now that I've moved Jodie over a bit, now you can see I also have Peter Capaldi wearing his shades, playing a guitar right there. And then there's, the guys from Mystery Science Theater up here. Oh, the one here in the middle, that's Apollo from the original Battlestar Galactica. I got that one because I met Richard Hatch a few times down at Marcon in Columbus. And, it's sad that he's passed. I did get his autograph many years ago. And it's kind of sad that he never got to realize his dream of a Galactica continuation series. They did make a trailer for it, but it never got made. Okay, but let's get on to the stuff you want to see. Let's get to the stuff you want to hear. Here we go. Like I said, nothing spoilery, just a bunch of stuff going on. They don't show anything, that's going to break the plot or anything. So, all right, here we go. Off the screen, Sherland. Okay. I love this one, and I'm doing it this way because I want everybody to get credit for the photos they put up, okay? This way, boom. Here's Charles Graham. Look at my son Ben bumped into in Liverpool. Look at this. I love the fact that after everything that's been slung at these people, especially by, the dirt slingers and the muck rakers and all that who are running around YouTube, and the so-called fans, I have to take a break because I don't feel it anymore for Doctor Who. I wonder who said that. After all this lady is still smiling. That's what strikes me. She's given and given and given to the fans. She really has. And yet you've got these guys, like I said, I know a couple of guys who went to some of these events, and yet when I were talking to them in private, they're shitting all over. It just don't make any sense. But like I said, she's still so happy and enjoying the job, and that should be what we should be focusing on. Okay, moving forward. Now this is right here. If you watch this, look, they're rubbing elbows there. Instead of high-fiving because of and look, there's Mandip waving to the fans and all that who've gathered. It's just, they've given so much. And you got people out here shitting on them. It just ticks me off. And this is, of course, Gay Morris again right here. All right, Gay Morris again. And like I said, nothing spoilery. You can't, I don't have the audio playing or anything like that. He said he didn't really have a good time with the audio. Plus, I'm leaving it off. This way you don't know what's going on in this scene, but it's obviously there goes John Bishop into the TARDIS. Oh, that's spoilery. He's been announced as the new companion. I kind of figure he's going to walk into the police box sooner or later. Unlike some companions who never had the chance. But okay, and over here, this is the shot I was talking about where they've put the backdrop in, and it's really dirt obvious the backdrop is in upside down. This should be on a meme, you had one job. All right. Okay, moving on over to the Liverpool Echo. Dr. Who Tardis spotted in Albert Dock for night filming. John Bishop was seen on the night shoot for the iconic BBC show, and of course, they don't really give you a whole lot. Just this shot, beautiful shot of the TARDIS here. There's Mandip, there's Jodie. And like I said, I'm going to throw that out to you too, even though it doesn't spoil anything, so don't worry about it, okay? All right, this covers the Red Nose Day stuff. Red Nose Day raised £52 million with David Tennant, James Bond, of course, Mandip Gill, Jodie Whittaker representing Doctor Who and more. Like I said, it's kind of sad, though. They didn't give Doctor Who its own thing. But remember, COVID guidelines. They have to pretty much remain sequestered, and they try to have to minimize everything because they have to go back to a shoot. All right? So that's probably why Doctor Who only had like a hair span of stuff going on in here. So there you go. Don't worry. It's not because they're killing the show. And of course, over here, this is over here on Cold Box. This was covering the filming at Atlantic College. But if you scroll down, look at this. You got nice photos here. Like I said, there's nothing spoilery, just showing you, look, there's unit vehicles. Not unit as in, United Nations Intelligence Task Force. And I always refer to that, screw you, UN. Because it's the UN's fault that they don't call it the United Nations Intelligence Task Force anymore, even though by the time they complained in 2005, it had been around since the 70s. All right, if you haven't heard that story, the reason why it became the Unified Intelligence Task Force in the modern series is because when they referred to UNIT as United Nations Intelligence Task Force when the show came back in 2005, they got a letter from the UN saying, we don't want to be associated with a paramilitary organization. Yeah, like you don't have frickin' troops all over the planet wearing white helmets and blue uniforms, you jackasses. But okay, a fictional organization was threatening their rep. Filming taking place, and it goes back over various locations here and there, but just mainly just showing you a bunch of, the stuff that's not spoilery, nothing big. So here we go. That's all we got. Oh, yeah, this is a mod I was using for, in case you were curious. That's a mod for Fallout 4. All right, I just been wanting to ask a question. I've been tempted to see if I can rig something up to maybe show you some of the stuff I do in Fallout 4. Now, if you'd be interested in seeing that, go ahead and feel free to leave a comment in the box saying, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing the stuff you're doing on Fallout 4. Like I said, my character is like level 198 now. Okay. But so mainly what I've been doing is running around, doing various builds on the settlements that I have in the game, putting little decorations here and there, buildings, setting up various, stuff for resources. That's my fun now on that game, pretty much, is doing the settlement building, because there's pretty much nothing in the game that can kill me at this point. Well, there's a handful of things if I use mods, but okay. So that's, by the way, yeah. So filming happening, very exciting. And once again, folks, when you watch, if a video makes you feel uncomfortable, why do you keep going back to that person's videos knowing full well it's going to make you angry? Because that's the whole point. They want you to be angry. They want you to think the ship is sinking. Meanwhile, we're still riding high with plenty of draft over the water, baby. We got full sails and we're heading right off to the horizon. Bam. We're not sinking. This ain't the Titanic, kids. This show, as I've told you before, even when it took a year off, still had a base audience around 5.5 million viewers. I think Walking Dead's not even getting 2.5 to 3 now. And it ran for how many years after everything fell apart? Basically people wet themselves over Negan. So, and trust me, if they actually read the books, if they think Negan was bad, they watered down the governor or something fierce. But that's a whole nother subject. So if remember, they want you to be angry. They want you to be sad. They want you to react. They don't want you to think. Think to yourself this, next time you're in doubt about the future of Doctor Who, what's going on right now. Remember, this show has been on the air in its current incarnation since 2005. Here we are, 16 years later, still got a base audience around 5.5 million, even when they take a year off. Hell, the New Year's Eve special was the most watched program of the day for the BBC. Yet it's dying. It's winning awards now. Yet it's dying. They could have taken the year off for COVID. They had a perfectly legitimate excuse to say, screw it, we're taking a year off. Why bother wasting the time? They're out there filming 8 episodes. See, the whole narrative that these idiots are telling you falls apart when you sit and think. Remember that, kids. Think before you react. Matter of fact, as the doctor would say, anger is the shortest distance to mistakes. I think I'm paraphrasing a little bit. All right, I'm getting on out of here before I get more philosophical. Next thing you know, I'll be telling you how to clean out your belly button and, talk to whatever deity you choose. And then I'll be really out of there. So take care of yourselves and each other. COVID's still around. Wear your mask. Please, if you like these videos and all that, please subscribe. Give me a like. Come on over to the Facebook page if you want. Say hello. All right. And have a good one. Please take care.